The PBA Earl Anthony Memorial Classic is brought to you by Lumber Liquidator, hardwood flooring for less. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By Bear Aspirin, expect wonders. And by the United States Bowling Congress, the all-new bowl.com, your online source for all things bowling. Log on to bowl.com today.
While we're gone, Mike Machuga missed the head pin in the fourth, able to clean up the spare, struck in the fifth. Sean Rash left the 10 pin in the fifth, knocked that one down for a spare, and now we begin the sixth frame. Rash down 11. Double wood.
Just a little aggressive on that shot, and that caused the ball to skate just to pinch down the lane, leaving the 2-8. The last 5 shots prior to that were all perfect, and he can't double yet. And because of the missed 9 pin in the first frame, he finds himself trailing by 13.
Sean Rash joins us now, courtesy of the PBA Inside Angle. And Sean, what are you seeing out there that's giving you some issues?
So far, the carry on the right lane hasn't been very good. Bowled a pretty good game so far and just trying to stay close.
Machuga, bottom of the sixth, up 13.
Well, and you can see not a lot of room for error playing that outside part of the lane. Mike Machuga doesn't miss by a lot here. You can see the change in his time. He's made a big change, delaying the push away, making his timing a little bit a little bit later. He felt like his timing was real early.
Oh my God.
And really likes what he's doing now, making back-to-back shows, Rob. I think it's the right change for him.
Mike Machuga almost didn't bowl this week. A right wrist issue almost had him withdraw from the tournament.
I almost WD'd. And the 6th game of the first day, I just was pulling it apart, just trying to relieve some pressure, and it popped, and something moved, and all of a sudden I got my range of motion back. It's still pretty tender, but I think something was just out of place in there. I don't know if it was a tendon on a nerve or a bone was out of place or what, but something moved and it relieved a lot of pressure, so hopefully it continues to get better.
Strike there in the 7th, and Mike trying to figure out with us. He's like, I don't know what triggered it. I don't know what brought it on. All I could think of was, might have been a snow shoveling injury that he suffered back home. And as you start to age, the little things you do that you don't think about end up haunting you the next day. That's why you always got to have that Advil handy.
Yeah, plus when you're shoveling 12 feet of snow in Erie, Pennsylvania,
yeah,
that's not good for the wrist.
This is not Rash's day right now.
And it's just pin carry on the right lane. That ball is just a little bit high. Leaves the 4-pin. Left a solid 9 in the first, a 10-pin in the third, another 10-pin in the fifth, and now a 4-pin. No strikes for Sean Rash on the right lane. Usually on a really tough demanding oil pattern, you're trying to just keep the ball in play, and Sean is doing a great job of that. But with no pin carry, it's going to be tough for him to get back in the match unless Mike Machuga makes a mistake.
We remind you to head on over to PBA.com right now. Submit your More of What Matters to You fan question. The question is sponsored by One A Day and can be directed to one of our finalists or to you and I, to the announce team. If selected, your name and question will be read live and answered during today's telecast. Be smart and be original. Still seeking that 3rd strike of the semifinal match, and this one may be a lost cause for Rash.
Oh, nice.
Well, I disagree with you, partner. I think he's got plenty of time based on how tough the oil pattern is. Even though he's down by 15, there's still 2 frames to go. He needs a spare here. He can still strike out for 205. He had a little bit of a footing issue there when he let go of that shot. He's hitting the pocket on the right lane, and anything can happen on this oil pattern. Mike Machuga's clean, strike spare through 7 frames, but that doesn't mean that Sean Rash is out of this match. One errant shot can spell an open frame.
And Machuga has yet to pair any strikes together. Machuga's last title came at the last season's Chameleon Championship, began with a TV win over Sean Rash. Way right.
1-2. I feel like
that was a lion shot. You know what the lion shot is, right, Rob? If he tells you he threw this one good, he's lying. This is wide right, and he's lucky to get 8. I mean, that is a huge break. And again, remember what I said. One errant shot can make the difference in this match.
So Machuga remains clean here in our first semifinal. Semi number 2 coming up next. Mike Wolf taking on Anthony Lacause. It's been all on the left lane for Machuga so far, flawless. And that is where he is right now in the 9th as we begin the foundation frame. The lead at 15 for Machuga. Brooklyn, his second Brooklyn strike of the day.
Boy, right now, Mike Machuga's like a sprinkler. He's just throwing the ball everywhere and really fortunate to have a 15-pin lead. He's got to finish on the right lane, the lane that he has not yet struck on.
Sean Rash now on the right lane, a lane he has not struck on. His 2 strikes both coming in the left lane and coming in the 2nd and the 4th frames.
Another 4-pin. Well, if you're Sean Rash right now, you got to tell yourself, okay, let me make the spare here, strike out in the 10th frame, and make Mike Machuga mark on a right lane that he's been very suspect on.
And he missed. His 2nd single pin spare miss of the day.
A really good game to lose like that.
I mean, when he loses, he does it in dramatic fashion.
It's just inexplicable, the missed single pin spares. Did not miss a single pin spare in match play all week, and misses 2 on television. That's all mental.
We got to find him a sports psychologist to up his winnings.
Send him to me. I'll take care of it.
I'm not sure I trust anybody's brain with you, my friend. There you go, 2 in a row now for Rash. Come on, you set yourself up for that one, buddy.
Oh.
All right. We'll send Rash your way.
I can help him.
Like giving games away.
Kid's got a lot of talent, obviously. And you know what? To his defense, I mean, he did start off winning his first 7 matches on television. He starts to feel he's invincible, can't lose. And you know that's not going to last forever. But he's only lost his last 4 matches. It's not like all of a sudden, you know, the bottom just fell out of it. He's still 7-4, now 7-5. But it's the missed single pin spares and throwing.
This might be the worst.
Throwing the ball kind of all over the place. Although in this match he did bowl a pretty good game, but the single pin miss is inexcusable.
You cannot have that at this level.
You can't and expect to win.
No, not a shot. So Machuga will move on to the title match. Despite what is going on here in the 10th, and despite his bewildered look, despite his less than stellar play, a 188 is going to be enough to take care of Sean Rash. So Machuga moves on, 188, 183, semi number 2. Coming up when we return, Mike Wolf taking on Anthony Lacause.